Yeah? Well, it didn't work. I'm making a design with these shells that I'm going to embed into the render.
And then when you stop, you know, you're shaking.
He goes, let me call my friend. And his friend came over with a couple other guys. Well, good morning, and I am back at it under my loft of my lofty project that I'm doing here next to my pond here in Thailand. And what I plan on catching up on today, gonna do the first batch, see how it goes. I cleaned up things a little bit, but we'll go ahead and start the rendering process. I'm gonna render this wall first because if y'all been following, this section right here I left that from the existing structure that was here. Actually, you can see it better on this side. That patch right there it was strong and level, and I figured, you know what, I had knocked down this part, but I left it there. And I think in my other video, in hindsight, I said I should have just knocked that down. But anyway, because of that and because of the render that's on there, I put the bricks on this side, I put them even with that, which would mean that they're actually sticking out to the render. And the render was kind of thick, so here it's uneven, which means I'm going to do the render here to try and make that even. So anyway, that wall will be kind of thick, and which actually turns out that it might be pretty good, because if you're again following, I think my last video was the one where I came up from the beach and I was collecting shells by the seashore, and these were the shells I brought. And before I rendered, I'm gonna do that in the shade over here, I rinsed them off a bunch of times. Oh my god. What I wanted to do, maybe I should be sitting on an old man chair or something. Turn that fan this way too. Was, you know, I'm making a design with these shells that I'm going to embed into the render. I was going to embed them into the concrete anyway, really. I mean, I thought of making like a concrete disc or whatever, and then in a form, and then putting these in there, you know, like a big giant medallion or something. And then when that dries, you know, affix that to the wall. Which, now that I'm thinking about that, should I do it that way? No, I think that's gonna be heavy, man. I think it will be just as well if I just, you know, if I have renders usually, you know, ½ inch, right? Maybe a little bit less or whatever. And with respect to these shells, even though some of them are kind of big, they're only really going in like, you know, like halfway, right? So they're only going to go in a little ways. They're not completely submerged, so it should be enough for the render to hold it, in theory. So, and they're, of course, I got them in water right now, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay them out here in some kind of random design that I'll be thinking of as I go along. And and they'll, in that process, they'll dry out, and I'll leave it where it's at here, and then I'll go and start collecting the sand over there and the cement, making my render mix. And when I'm ready to put these in place, they should be dry and enough so that I can put it up there the same way that it looks when I have it down here. And that's the challenge, isn't it? But hey man, a little pond art here from Creative Craig on the Thai farm. Let me get to work and we'll see what I got. All right, back at you. All right, man. Well, I don't know. I guess it looks all right. Check it out. Yeah, looks all right with the wall, and it's actually sitting on the cement floor, so it actually gives a good image of what it would look like. It's almost like a cross, but let's go up there in the center better. Yeah, I was gonna do the whole Phoenix thing, you know, but yeah, I tried to use the darker ones. You can see the darker ones are in the middle like that, those few that I had, and then so yeah, man, yeah, I think it'll be all right. Yeah, let's go make some render mix. All right, back at you. Yeah, well, it didn't work. I try to do a new mix on the rendering, because normally in Thailand they have basically 3 bags of cement. They got a red one, which is really for your hard concrete, which is probably what I should have been using for this stuff, and the green one, which is multi-purpose, can be used for everything, and a blue one, which is almost exclusively used for rendering and or getting that polished look and stuff. But I just had the general cement, and so I tried to render with that. I wanted to do a different mix to see if I could get it to render good enough or whatever, but it just wasn't working, man, in spite of what the internet said. I had to put it up, take it down, put it up, take it down a couple times, and I mean, I rendered just a little bit of the bottom and didn't even get to the other half, and even then I couldn't get the part where you can see the ridge right there. I couldn't get the part where that was uneven. It just wouldn't fill in right, and then wouldn't render right, stick to it, and then I'd bang it and make it fall off and try and do it, but it's just kick my ass. I don't like it when I'm not successful. Most everything I have done in my life, I didn't accept that it couldn't be done. I would do it. I would keep doing it until I could do it, even if it wasn't done 100%. These walls come out pretty good. I never knew how to do that before. I mean, there were some things I had to accept that I couldn't do because I had a supervisor, where I'd present an idea to a boss. Dude, we need to do this. This is how it is. This is how it works. Works great. It's gonna work great. And the numbers will line up, all that good stuff. Then your boss would be like, we have other priorities. I'd be like, well, fuck. But yeah, but for me, I mean, if I had a problem with my computer, dude, I would take apart the entire computer and remove every part of it and start dissecting the motherboard and everything else till I could figure out what the problem was, and then I'd solve it. I mean, not that in the computer world that stumped me yet, but and for the most part, everything I built here, I did it. But the rendering, I do remember when I was doing this on the shop house over there. That's a big render job, and I started, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't. So I went and got my neighbor across the street, and he came over, and I think we were doing it, and then he goes, let me call my friend. And his friend came over with a couple other guys, and they're like, yeah man, we'll help you. So we all partied basically, you know, fish and beer and everything, and just started to have a good time and rendered the whole damn thing. And I paid him handsomely, but I'm tempted to do that here. So I'm just tired. Tempted to have some of the other boys come over and just render this for me. It sure would help. But you know, that being said, if I did have the right render mix where that mud could just go up, like, see, you know, you see those Instagram, whatever, the reels where the guys just go damn, put renders like a whole wall in 30 seconds of the clip, and you're thinking, what in the hell is he using? You know, it's like, what is in that render mix? I mean, I don't want to go buy those small bags in Global for 250 baht a bag or whatever, and use 100 bags or whatever. Don't need to do that, man. This is a fairly small unit here. It's, you know, 11 by 11 or 12 by 12 or whatever it is, feet. So it's 3 meters, 4 meters squared, something like that. There, unplug this stuff. But yeah, and I gotta get ready, get over to the temple. We don't start till 8 o'clock. Well, the services, praying and everything starts at 8, but you know, we usually get over there about 7 or something to say hello to everybody, and you know, this and that or whatever. And I think it's just after 6 now. I did, oh, we got an overflow. I did fix the water. My wife was using the water out there that I made yesterday for her. And remember, I temporarily attached that so it come off, and she was like, man, the water ain't running. So I had to glue that. I figured it's good to go now. Actually, it was good for her, and she had both hoses running, so it was plenty of pressure. Anyway, I glued that one up for her, so she ain't got no problems. And then I put a T in here. This is the pipe that goes out to the front hose. I put that T back in here because I got my hose here for refilling this tank. This is my tank I've had forever. And I get my, you know, I clean my tools and all that with that water. So I did that today too. And I did go run up to the hardware store to get I needed that 3/4 inch valve. Or no, I needed a 3/4 inch couplings for that, and I didn't have them. I got 500 pieces of PVC elbows and sizes, and didn't have 3/4 coupling. But of course, it's and that's the other thing with this render, in terms of waiting a minute, is it's a Chinese New Year kind of thing, right? So my guy over there, he's going to be closed now Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then he was closed. And DIY only stocks PVC stuff up to 1/2 inch, which is ridiculous. And then all the way down ring tie where I get all my stuff for this shop house that I built. But yeah, they were open. It was weird because that guy's half Chinese, half Thai. I thought it for sure, and he closes a lot. The brothers went to school in America. They speak good English, and but yeah. Anyway, he had them, so I was able to go down there and get them. Thankfully. I'm tired now. I didn't put that metal in there. Yeah, I was going to do that today. See how my flagpole's holding up. Still in one piece. Alright, well, we'll probably have to wait till tomorrow. See if I can't get some. Well, tomorrow's Sunday. I'll be out to the Sunday morning market, see if I can't get that flat bar for lower my spare tire on my truck. And what else was it? Yeah, well, it'll be early day because tomorrow's the cremation, so I think that starts at about noon. All right then, until we meet again, I'll see you right back here. Same bat time, same bat channel on the Thai farm.
Well, it's the next day. The end of, actually no, it's the day after that. Because yesterday I was uploading videos, and then we had a housewarming blessing to go to down the street, which we went to, and I think I got over there about 9 o'clock in the morning, 9:30, you know, for the monks and all that. But it turns out, well, party on. We didn't come home till about that same time at night, so. But anyway, I got out here this morning to try and finish this render issue. And hold on a minute. I don't know why soda makes me breathe. Can't see out of my damn glasses now. It's all full of cement. But yeah, man. You ever have a workout, you know, like go to the gym and you're doing legs or something, you know, or even the treadmill for that matter, or whatever. You're doing your workout, and you just push yourself, and then when you stop, you know, you're shaking. You're shaking because, you know, the pressure in your body from working out basically expands the capillaries. Massive amount of blood flow. Arterial walls expand, ready to burst, blow a fuse. Yeah, that's pretty much how I felt as when I stopped. I'm probably thankful I stopped when I did. Too old for this shit. But anyway, oh, what a nightmare. So I, you know, earlier, the first part of the video, I think I explained, I was going to try and use, I had the cement, I wanted to try and use different kind of mix, you know, ratio, I mean, see if I can get it stick. And wood didn't stick, wouldn't, no. So I had to knock it all off. Then I mixed it differently. And I think that worked, I don't remember. No, I knocked it off again, and then I mixed it again. And I only did I rendered about half of the bottom kind of area, and I still had that weird big dip in there. And when I came out this morning and checked that other last one, what was probably the third one, it wasn't going to work. You know what I should have done, looking back, those mixes would have worked if I would sort of went and bought a bag of that, you know, that whatever it is, hydrogenated lime, you know, to mix for rendering. But I didn't. But anyway, I open out here and I tap it on it, and it started to kind of fall off. Oh shit. So I spent the next hour or whatever, busted all that render off of there again. And then I went down to the store and I bought you know, the 2 blue bags of cement that we use for rendering. And was gonna buy the lime, but the guys were saying, no, you don't need that shit. I was like, and they didn't have any actually at this and that store. And I was like, shit, I gotta go in town, I gotta go global. And then when I tossed the bag over, on the back of all these cement bags, it tells you how to mix it anyway. It's just part of the deal. And on the back of the bag, it says right there, don't put that lime shit in here, and don't put no polymer, you know, don't put that stuff in here. Just mix it with water and the sand, you know. And so I was like, fuck. And it says to mix it 1 to 3 with the sand, so I thought, you know, I've never been one to do that, like, I guess follow instructions, but but I did the 1 to 3, and I struggled with it, man. Come on, man. It would go up, but it would, you know, I don't have proper floats and stuff. I was using my fucking trowel, and you know, put a death grip on it. So even with the, if you imagine holding on to something like this, right, because you're pushing, right, you're holding on that, and do that for, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours. But anyway, after the first batch, I was like, no, this has got to be better. So I switched it to 2 to 1, 2 buckets of sand to 1 on the blue, and that was decidedly better. But by then I was already crippled from first thing. But oh my god, oh, but here, let's take a look. Whoa. So yeah, well, what? Anyway, and I didn't do the top one because the batch was over. I didn't want to make a whole other batch, and then I was dead anyway. I am dead. I'm walking dead right now, and I gotta get it kind of cool up underneath there and all that. So I figured I'd save that for tomorrow. And it's not perfectly flat and even by any means, but you know, this part right here, they had the big old whop from that thing, that side right there, and at least I got that taken care of, and I believe it felt real good in terms of the adhesion and stuff. So I think I did a good job there. Oh, true test will be the morning, obviously, when I come out here. Maybe I shouldn't even touch it tomorrow. No, I'm not gonna touch it. I'll come out here and kind of feel it with my hand, knock on it a little bit, see if it's hollow. But yeah, one of the other things I did when I did first come out here and I chipped all that stuff out, I was like, god dang, man. And before I went and got the blue bag cement, I mixed up just a 1-in-1 coarse sand and the regular cement, and I trimmed up the door jamb on this side. I didn't really have any what's that, whatever. I used the actual door jamb as the guide so that I could flush it, you know. Which reminds me, shit, before I leave, I need to wet that. I need to wet that down. But yeah, so I did 1/2 of the door jamb in the concrete or the cement, and then was able to render that wall. And I also realized why I called those guys to help me render that other stuff, because that wall right there, it took me all damn day, man, all day. Of course, there was a learning curve in there in terms of the mix, and I might even tweak the mix a little bit tomorrow. I'd love to be able to just have it go up, you know, just like mud, like they do in the damn Instagram videos. And you know, honestly, by the time I do this whole entire outside of this building and inside of this building, shit, man, that probably took me a week. I barely got my hand off that handle. I mean, as soon as I took that off, I realized, you know, I can't open my hand right now. So I was like, whoa. Which tells me tomorrow I'm probably not going to be able to open my hand. But anyway, by the time I finish all this, I will have learned what is the perfect mix for this blue bag, the specific blue bag from, what is that? Is that a TOA? No, it's a Tiger one, I think. Anyway, yeah, what the perfect mix is in terms of, you know, cement to sand to water even. But sadly, it'll probably be on the last application of it. So yeah, this is gonna kick my ass, man. If that took me all day, let's just say, and the whole top part's not finished, but let's say because I'm, you know, better at it already, that the next time that I can do that whole inside and finish the top. So then you're talking about 1 day there. That's probably 2 days right there. So now you got 3. And then this is 4, 5. And then on the outside, 6, 7. On the outside of that, 7, 8. And then the tops, cleaning all that up. This is probably a 10-day job, man. Holy shit. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think those guys, I think when those guys rendered with me on that other, on the house, there was like 4 of us. And I think it did take like 7 days. Shit, man. Oh my Lord. Lord. Oh, lotion. Calamine lotion. Well, I'm done now. I'm tired now. But, you know, I think it looks good. There's some shadows, but I think that's just the drying part. It don't really look that uneven. I'll know tomorrow when it's all dry. You know, you can put another layer over it. I can put a smooth coat over it or whatever. But no, I'm not gonna. When I did the first, you know how you do it, right? You slap it all on there, and you don't try to make it all perfect. You just slap it all on there, and then a little bit before it dries, you know, you use your rough edge, whatever, to knock all the roughness off, smooth it all out, and then of course the wet sponge to make it all really smooth and blend in. But before you do that, you got all these marks on it, and it reminded me of that. I've seen these houses before, or like maybe in some of the resorts or whatever, where it's very rough looking on the outside, and I thought, oh, they went for that rough look, that's cool, you know. But I realized I don't think they did. They didn't go for the rough look. They did all that shit like me, and then they said, oh my God, I'm done. That looks kind of cool. And then they just left it like that. They didn't want to smooth it out and do all that extra work, because they said, you know, I was gonna leave it there, I might mess it up. for sure. Another trick of the trade I might have learned. Anyway, thanks for hanging out and watching me torture myself doing that. And if you've been watching the channel, you know I've been posting a few of the videos, because I don't know, I think I got 4 or 5 videos I made when we took that trip down south to her sister's house and the wedding and all that. And I still actually, I think I have 1 or 2 more to throw up there. But yeah, anyway, those are kind of fun too if you want to watch them. But for now, oh, that's right, I'm gonna go over here and take a shower. My wife yelled at me today about 5 times for reminding me to wash my cement feet and hands before I get into the house, because she whacks the floors. But and I do that, I hose it off, pressure oil, but you know, you still get it in there. So I'm just gonna take a shower out here in the guest house and get it done. All right, man, again, from here on the Thai farm, life with Uncle Craig. Thanks for watching, and keep watching, and I'll get back at you with more of that thing over there. Peace.